Moss gets his first run in the test match. And over the top over there, it's going to be one at least. The maybe third man area, they've taken one. They're going for the second this time. There's danger here if they go, and this return's a bad one. They were miles away. They were stranded in the middle of the pitch. And the return from Zaheer Abbas went all over the place, and at either end there could have been a run out. So for 22, Watmore caught Iqbal bowled Imran 15. Right caught Barry bowled Madassa 16. Border was caught Majid bowled Javed for 85. Yardley bowled Zaheer Abbas 19. And Hogg bowled Imran 3. There are the two not outs, Dimmock 5 and Hurst 16. There are 21 sundries, 9 for 327. A lead of a go to end the day's play. And there's the bowling details there. You see that Imran and Zaheer Abbas, a marathon performance between the two of them. Sikandar was off the field for a long time, and Madassa had to bowl 16 overs. And Javed bowling 2 overs only, but taking the important wicket, that of Border, the top scorer for Australia, who he had caught at slip. But here's Zaheer Abbas to continue this marathon performance. And a field for caught behind, it's all over. Hurst is out, caught Barry, bowls Zaheer Abbas for 16. Dimmock is not out 5. 21 sundries. Australia all out for 327, leading by 50 on the first innings. And Pakistan will have just about 40 minutes to bat tonight. Here's the replay.
Replay. Yes, ball just moving in off the wicket slightly, and Alan Hurst giving himself a little bit of room, but not getting his foot into position and suffering the consequences.
So for Australia, Hilditch caught Zaheer bowled Imran 41. Darling leg before to Madassa for 75. Hughes leg before Sikandar 9. Moss caught Barry bowled Madassa 22. Watmore caught Iqbal bowled Imran 15. Wright caught Barry bowled Madassa 16. Border caught Majid bowled Javed 85. Yardley bowled Zaheer Abbas 19. Hogg bowled Imran 3. Hurst caught Barry bowled Zaheer Abbas 16. Dimmock not out 5. There were 21 sundries. Australia all out for 327, a lead of 50 on the first innings. The bowling for Pakistan, Imran, 32 overs, 5 maidens, 3 for 105. Zaheer Abbas bowled 35 overs and 4 balls, 7 maidens, 2 for 112. Sikandar, 11 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 33. Madassa, 16 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 48. And Javed, 2 overs, 1 for 8. So all 5 bowlers sharing in the wickets, and that sustained performance, a really great performance by Imran and Zaheer Abbas to bowl when Pakistan obviously had a weakened attack with Mushtaq with that injured finger, could not bowl. Very easy conditions here. Doubtful whether we're going to get a result in this game. It's a draw appears to be the likely result. What do you think?
Yes, that's right, Dave. And knowing Mushtaq Mohammed, he is always out for a win. And I'm sure they'll get on with the game.
Well, during the change of innings, let's give you some replays of what did happen during the day. And to tell you about them, here's Bob Simpson.
Australia in the 5 hours, 10 minutes play today have only managed 147 runs, and that's not a lot by any standard at all to score on what is a perfect wicket and a very, very fast outfield. The Australian batsmen generally were curtailed by some tight bowling by the Pakistanis. Not a good bowling wicket for them, but they stuck to their job admirably. I admired them for their spirit. They had Sikandar off the field for most of the day, and he only bowled a couple of overs early. But it was the pacemen who did most of the damage. Imran Khan once again bowled superbly. Madassa, the opening batsman, came in with 3 wickets, and big Zaheer Abbas, he also picked up a couple. The first wicket to fall today was Alan Moss. A very, very worried Alan Moss in his first test match, and he was caught behind by Wasm Barry from the bowling of Madassa. Moss here, very tentative, just flicking outside the off stump, and a pretty easy catch by the wicketkeeper Wasm Barry. Moss certainly not at home in his first test inning, and neither was Dav Watmore, the next man in. Finally, it was Imran Khan who struck. So it's Davenor Watmore now being caught from Imran Khan. Not really inside, half hooking it, and that's a very easy catch for Asif Iqbal at the third slips position. Kevin Wright, who looked good for a little while, he came in and was obviously under instructions to push things around. He ran very quickly between wickets. He pushed Alan Border along, but finally it was Madassa, the opening batsman once again, who struck. And he had Kevin Wright just pushing forward to a gentle little outswinger and was well caught this time, as we'll see, by Wasm Barry, the wicketkeeper. pushing forward there. Bari going over, covering it well, and it's Australia 3rd wickets of the day. Alan Border, who had batted, I don't think particularly well. It wasn't one of Alan Border's best innings. He stuck around though, he mistimed a lot, and finally we looked as though he was through most of the trouble. It came to the last over before tea, and for the first time during the day a spinner was introduced, and that was Javed Miandad. Miandad, who bowls very quick leg spinners, a little bit like Chandra Sarkar, has given only 1 over up to then, and in fact only had an extra over for the rest of the afternoon. But it's finally that first over before tea which got rid of Alan Border. Border not picking the wrong one, going for a big drive, the only ball he actually faced from Miandad. Border couldn't believe his luck to have a spinner on, and there it was. Last over before tea, caught by Majid Khan in the slips, and Alan Border, after a fine innings of 85, an innings which held Australia together, was finally out. And they bounced him quite often, but finally it wasn't a bouncer that got him, but that man Sarfraz again, who concentrated on the stumps, and Bruce Yardley was bowled as he tried to back cut one from about, I would think, middle stump. You can see the look of disgust there on Bruce Yardley's face, and he had a right to be pretty upset about the whole thing. Rodney Hogg, top scored in his first test match against England, way back there sometime in December, but since then hasn't looked like getting a lot of runs. Today it was pretty much a similar story. Against the medium pace he was fine, but when the pace of Imran Khan started to warm up, he was in all sorts of trouble. Imran Khan had no respect whatsoever for the tail-end batsman and bounced a few. And finally it was a great delivery, a ball which swung from about middle and took off stump. Probably too good for a batsman of Rodney Hogg's calibre, as we can see right now. This would have got even the best batsman in the side. A magnificent delivery from Imran Khan, and that was Rodney Hogg on his way. So it was Australia 9 wickets down and not many in front. The wicketkeeper was Bari, this time off from the bowling of Sarfraz. One swing, little outside edge, and there's no doubt about that. So Australia all out for 327.
Wearing the Western Australian 150th anniversary tie, if we get a face on view, the whole of Australia.
Well, I think it's wonderful to talk to my good friends in Pakistan and also around Australia, and we just see Majid. I understand in Pakistan they call him Majid. We're used to calling him Majid. No doubt people in Pakistan will understand who I'm talking about. Test matches, his 3rd test, he's captaining Australia. Now, that's got to be some sort of a record.
Well, the only man who had beat that is the man who captained Australia in the first test, Charles Bannerman.
Well, I don't know quite.
1877, Keith. Well, the applause now for Madassa on this side and Majid Khan further across. And Madassa did very well as a bowler in this. He enjoyed himself to the tune of taking 3 for 48 off 16 overs. Pakistan second innings coming up. It's Hogg to bowl to Majid. Majid on a pair. And is brilliantly fielded by Lachlan. He could have counted 4 there, and Lachlan diving away to his right-hand side cut that off. And again, no run. So here in Perth, we have Pakistan batting a second time, a none for none, and Australia were all out for 327, a lead of exactly 50.
Pitch looks too good for batting. Seems to be all against the bowlers.
And he's caught. He's out. Majid's got a pair. Caught by Lachlan in the gully, and that's Rodney Hogg's 50th wicket in Test match cricket, and this is only his 8th Test. And Majid, a very disappointed player after his brilliant century in Melbourne, out for a pair in this game, and Pakistan 1 for none. Here it is again.
This is a most brilliant catch by the 12th man. And therefore, I'd like to ask the question, why do they allow the 12th man to field in that position? That's a good point. Why do they allow him to field in a rather specialist position? So that's quite an interesting little exercise there, but Majid is out. Not so far this season. I've made these great predictions, and immediately the opposite happens. But that's the game all over. That's cricket all over again.
Zaheer coming in at number 3, and Zaheer batting in this very pleasant afternoon with without a cap or a hat or a crash helmet. And why not?
rather unusual, isn't it, seeing a man coming out to bat without a cap or a helmet? Well, I'd better not say too much about the great Zaheer, because I seem to put the mock.
Hill was directed, or whichever umpire it was directed at, it's both not out.
It's a good ball by Alan Border, getting a little bit of turn, making the batsman play.
Scorecard. Majid, of course, he was out on Monday evening. From those scores, Zaheer 18, Mudassar 25, Javed 19, Haroon 47, Mushtaq 1, Iqbal not out 64, Imran not out 8, 6 for 197. So that's the situation.
He wouldn't concede defeat just yet, not for a long while to come. Zaheer, it's going to take a long fight from here to save this game.
Yes, at the moment we are not in a good... And we are hoping to get 300 runs. And if we get 300 runs, it means we will be upper hand. But at the moment, still Asif and Imran is there. We expect Asif to get few and Imran to get few. If these two boys will be there till tomorrow, so about, another half tomorrow, so we'll be in a strong position.
So this is really a critical point with a lead which is not that great, but of course if they stay there, and these two, Asif Iqbal of course is the danger man as far as Australia is concerned, 64 not out. I can remember his great century he scored in Sydney, where he had a last wicket stand where he kept the strike for about 8 or 9 overs straight. It was a brilliant performance.
Now he's facing Hurst here, and the new ball has not been taken as yet.
And that should be 4. That's sailing across the outfield. The fieldsman there, Moss, too far around, and 4 more to bring up the 200 for Pakistan. 6 for 203. And Iqbal on to 70. Good catch. He's no doubt about coming off the bat.
Clearly off the face of the bat.
And wide of second slip. It wasn't a chance going down along the ground. Not a perfectly played shot, but he gets 4 runs for it. And Iqbal's a 76, 6 for 210. And runs coming very quickly now. A view of this, he had to go down very quickly to his left-hand side and took this ball one-handed. And the bowler was Hurst. So here's the dismissal now of Mudassar coming up on replay. And that ball flew, and there's Hilditch with the ball clutched in one hand. He actually took the catch in his left hand and then rolled over and transferred to his right.
There's Andrew Hilditch.
Well, a swing at that one. This is Hurst again with from the far end. And taking a single here, a shot at the stumps by Charlesworth, and they're through for 1. Well, here it is again. What's the flight of this ball? Well, something happened to it, didn't it?
It came right back off the wicket. Went over the top of Iqbal's head, in fact.
And tried to find like a catch here, and it's dropped. Dropped by Dimmock. It was a sitter for the outfield. He had both hands in front of it. He waited for it to come straight to him, and he's put it down. And that was, as outfield catches go, it couldn't have been much easier. I suppose they're all hard.
Very disappointing for Jeff Dimmock. Came straight to him. Perhaps if he had have moved a little bit, but he might have caught it. Here it is again. It's well hit. Straight to him and straight out. It's one of those catches that...
And the end of the over, and we're going to go back and show you another dismissal. This time Javed, who was caught by the wicketkeeper right off the bowling of Hurst. And oddly enough, it was a similar type of dismissal to that of Zaheer. And you don't usually see 2 players caught down the leg side. Just a very fine edge, and here it is again. And you see just a touch down the leg side and right, a confident appeal, and he knew he was out that time, just a contact there. So two players caught in the same manner. That was both Zaheer and Javed out for 19.
Stone have got out of the noose. This is the replay. Beautiful delivery.
He jumped high in the air to take it. You won't get a very good view of this because it's so far back at square leg, and that's a difficult catch for the cameraman to get. And here it is. He was the only fieldsman in a great big area there at square leg. There was a mid-on and a deep fine leg. He was the only man there, and he went high in the air to take it, and he's a very happy person. And Haroon was out for 47. It is. And he's back on his stumps and clearly in front. He didn't seem to be too happy about it, but he was out leg before. Now we're back to Dimmock, and he's bowling to Imran.
But Pakistan get too many runs in the lead.
It's almost on his stumps, and he had to worry about that. That's down off the glove by the look of it, but the ball's stopping, not rolling back towards the stumps.
It is soon after play ends today, so that'll be, from our point of view here watching, we'll be sitting here after telecast watching a very interesting sprint.
And there's an interesting sprint for Darling now. He'll wear himself out, but if he gets that one, it's going over towards the boundary, and he will not make it. And over the line it goes, and 4 more to the score and 4 more to Asif Iqbal. Here's 84, 6 for 221. Ball.
Oh, what a shot.
What a shot. 4 runs.
Well, you wouldn't see anything better than that. That was over-pitched, and he just virtually let the bat drop on the ball, and he timed it perfectly. Fine shot.
He's raced into the 90s now. He's 93. And there's the hook shot right over the head of Yardley. And that's really been clubbed away. That's gone right back to the back fence. And that's a tremendous hit. And Asif Iqbal very close to an outside edge, and that was well bowled by Hurst.
Calm down. That was what he's saying. He really had Indian Ocean, I'd say.
And there's a great shot, but only 1 run. There's a third man out there, and Iqbal out now onto 94. And now he's been sent back by Asif Iqbal there. That's Asif looking for the strike down this end.
And that man close in on either side is real cramped in by fieldsmen.
And there's a big hit that's going right out towards the square leg boundary. He was right up underneath that, and he had landed about 4 meters, I'd say, from the boundary line. And that was a big hit by Imran. He goes up to 15, 6 for 238.
Yes, he looked.
And well stopped. Border diving across. That wouldn't have been any more than 1 run because it was a third man. Once again.
का स्कोर 245 तक पहुंचा दिया और इस तरह खेल का तवाज़ुन दोबारा बराबर कर दिया.
It's high and just wide of Darling's left. It's a sort of a slash rather than a cut. He really slashed at the ball, and he lost it for, went for quite a while. It must have gone for about 50 meters in the air, trying to stop him from getting his 100 before stumps.
And yes, there it goes. He'll get 2 here. Chase for Darling. They'll come back for the second. That's his 100. He'll go for 3 perhaps and make it 101. Yes, he is. And that's the century to Asif Iqbal. A very fine performance.
A great innings by Asif, because he came in when England were in Pakistan were in quite a bit of trouble. And he just quietly set off in his quiet, immaculate way, and he didn't do anything rash. He waits for loose balls, and when he waits for them, he hits them, and they usually go for 4. Scrum's still there.
And Perth caught behind. He's out. Yes, Imran caught right. That's the 3rd player to be caught down the leg side today. Caught right, bowled by Hurst for 15, 7 for 245.
Then very often it's very hard really to switch across the ball and hit a ball fine as this one is coming, as you can see. It's right across it. You can see definite deflection, and the batsman Imran walked straight out. He didn't see him walk out.
And Keith, what did you think of that catch?
Pretty good one. He's pretty lively, and I mentioned a moment ago that the wicket-keeping situation is...
And by scoring 9 runs, including the sundry, they put themselves well ahead of the target requirement.
Yes, now they can just take the time now. They've got to head well ahead of the clock. Well, not ahead of the clock. We're ahead of their over rate. And there's nothing else to do but just plod along, take the ones, because there's plenty of room. The field is spread out all over this ground. There's plenty of room for picking up the odd single here and there.
What do you think of the light, Keith? It's getting a bit darker, isn't it?
Getting a little dull, but even if it's pitch black, I'd say the Australian batsmen will not worry about that, nor will they appeal. And I understand that the bowling side now cannot appeal against the light, where once they could years ago. So you can bet your life this game will go the full 15 overs. That's providing Australia have not knocked the runs off, or Pakistan haven't sensationally bowled Australia out inside that time.
So over number 4 of the 15 to be bowled. Position 3 for 185 with Border 47 and Moss 13. Australia needing 51 more to win this match. And runs here. Moss getting up there quickly. Is there a second one? I don't think there will be. Just the single. The fieldsman is Majid Khan. We don't often see it fine leg. Moss 14, 3 for 186. Exactly 50 to get.
Yes, what very often makes it awkward for bowlers is bowling two left-handers. So very often you find it quite a bit difficult, and when you've got 2 of them, you've got to really adjust every delivery. It makes the game a little difficult for the bowlers to land on target.
Caught and bowled, no, dropped. He had it in his hand. He was underneath the ball. I thought that the ball went down, Imran would catch it and clutch it to his chest, and he's very, very disappointed.
Yes, he got his right hand to it, and what happened? It flicked up and hit him in the chest and rebounded straight back. It's unlucky that it bounced into his chest. It got a sharp rebound back. You want to see the rebound back onto the ground. There you are. And he almost made a grab again, just as it got to the ground, and that would have been a vital breakthrough. And you can look at Imran. I don't know what language he's talking there, but I've got a fair idea of what he is saying. There, but I've got a fair idea of what he is saying.
And just waiting for that one to get a single there. Border goes on to 48, 3 for 187. Well, we can recall what happened at 87, Keith, 100 runs ago. That was the time of the handled ball incident involving Hilditch.
Yes, a lot of incidents gone under the bridge since that last 100 runs, isn't it? It's been great cricket here, very exciting. Here's a game with...
Dropped again, he got a hand to it.
It's almost a carbon copy of what happened before. The same stroke, the same effort, and the right hand got on the ball and flicked it up in the air. As we see the replay, you can see Imran get his hand under the ball. Very tough catch, I might add, too. It would have been a great catch had he caught it. And do I see a little rain across the ground?
Very funny sort of light at the moment. The light a bit better than it was, though, about 15 minutes ago. And down past the keeper, there's run here. Rain is coming down, but they've got one, going back for 2. Majid Khan's returns on the way. It's close. And had that hit the wicket, I think he may have been out. Leg by is indicated. It's 3 for 224. 12 runs to get, and rain is coming down.
Now, what happens now if the Imran Khan, the bowler, says to the umpire, I can't hold the ball, it's too slippery.
And Moss cracks that away. It won't be 4. There's a fieldsman there. It will be 4. It's so well timed. Well, I thought the fieldsman was going to make that easy. And Moss cracks that away. It won't be 4. There's a fieldsman there. It will be 4. It's so well timed. Well, I thought the fieldsman was going to make that easy. It's Zaheer Abbas out there, and he couldn't do it. He only had about 15 metres to travel, but Moss really flogged that through the onside field, and he goes up to 35. And Madassa is going to bowl what should be the last over of the match. There's still 4 overs to go on the over count, so they've done this with plenty of time or overs to spare. And Moss, it seems, unless he gets out, of course, will have the honour of hitting the winning run. And that will end one of the most remarkable days in Test cricket in Australia. And there's the winning run. Australia has won the match. Moss 38, Border 66, 3 for 236. Australia has won the second Test by 7 wickets. Test matches have been covered by the ABC, and during the summer months from December right through to March, we've given you something more than 200 hours of Test cricket coverage. So for the final time, we at last have a victory for Australia. They've won this game in a most remarkable day's play, and we'll be saying goodbye to you now for the last time on behalf of the commentary and production team from all over Australia. And from the WACA ground in Perth, this is ABC Sport.